So today we're going to be playing with a deck, a different version of a deck that I really like to play. I really like my Boros Life Gain Arcane Bombardment deck. So today I thought let's mix it up, and instead of gaining life and just keeping ourselves alive, let's try and do some things that are really going to mess with the opponent and do some evil things with some black cards. So this is my Rakdos Arcane Bombardment deck, and we're going to go through the deck now. So we have 4 copies of Arcane Bombardment. If you don't know already, you can exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery on each turn, so your turn and your opponent's turn, and then you get to copy that exiled card and pay it and cast it without paying any of the mana cost. So basically you're casting it for free. So we get to cast extra spells for free every single turn. Now the things that we have in the white and red version, we have here as well. Play with fire, we have lightning strike, cheap instants or sorceries to be able to trigger the arcane bombardment. We have a braid to deal with artifacts. We have a lot of one-offs in the deck for a certain reason. We have Brotherhood's End to sweep the board of little things. We have Big Score to draw cards, make treasure tokens, and we have Burn Down the House to sweep the board and also deal with planeswalkers or make some red devil creature tokens if we need those. We also have 2 copies of Celestus. Celestus will help us dig through our deck and find the instants and sorceries that we need. It also counts as mana of any color, which is really useful as well. Okay, and then let's go on to the black cards. So the idea of the black cards here is to be as annoying and evil as possible. So we have Pilfer to discard any non-land cards from the opponent's hand. It's also just nice seeing what they have in their hand, because once you've seen it, then you know how to react. Got 2 copies of Go for the Throat. We have 1 copy of Extract the Truth. This is like, I think it might even be the only way black can deal with enchantments now that Invoke Despair is long gone. But also we can just use it to look at the opponent's hand again and remove a creature, enchantment, or planeswalker from their hand. But yeah, if they have some enchantment out that we don't like, we can make them sacrifice that as well, which is really nice. So Leyline Bindings, taking out Arcane Bombardments. That's when we want to Extract the Truth. We have Blot Out to make the opponent exile their creature or planeswalker with the highest mana value that they control. We have Path of Peril, again another kind of sweeper, can be used to destroy all creatures with treasure tokens or Celestus, making that white mana for the cleave cost. And then we have 1 copy of Shieldred. We don't want to have too many creatures in this deck because we want instants and sorceries to trigger, but it's nice to have some kind of life gain. We do have Celestus to gain a bit of life, but we draw a lot of cards. So if we can get Shieldred out, then we're going to gain lots of life with Shieldred as well. We only have 1 copy for a good reason, which I'll go over in a second. We have two copies of the End, so we can exile an opponent's creature or planeswalker and remove all of them from their hand, their library, and their graveyard. So this is really good when you're against people that are just trying to beat you with Wandering Emperors or Jace, or they're just got Atraxas and Atalis in their deck. It has to be something that's already out, so they must have already played it, but we can exile it and we can get rid of all the other ones they have. Also, as an added bonus, if we remove something else from their hand, they draw a card to replace it, so not the same card, they draw anything else, and if we have Shieldred out, then they're losing some life doing that. We have 1 copy of Vat Emergence. The reason why we have this is we can put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield, so whether it's our graveyard or the opponent's. We proliferate, which we have nothing with counters, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, we can put something from either graveyard onto the battlefield every single turn. So if our Shieldred gets killed, hopefully not exiled, if she gets killed, we can bring her back every turn with Vat Emergence. And if the opponent does have Atraxas, Atalis, some big things we want to bring out for ourselves, then we can bring that out as well. And every turn, get to reanimate something. And this is the reason, the final card is the reason why we have a few one-offs in the deck, is because we have Beseech the Mirror, 4 mana sorcery, where we can search our library for a card, and then we can play it this turn immediately if it's mana value 4 or less, and if we bargain. Our bargaining is sacrificing an artifact, enchantment, or token, and we can get Burn Down the House Devil tokens. We can get treasure tokens from Big Score. We can do Celestus if we really need to. If we really need to, get rid of something and cast the end to maybe get rid of all the opponent's Jaces, and we really need to give up the Celestus to do that, we can. We could, if we really wanted to, sacrifice the Arcane Bombardment to bargain. We probably don't, but it's an option if we do need to. So we basically can search for anything we want. Things like the End and Shieldred and Big Score we can cast immediately, and anything lower down. And that Emergence we could grab, or Arcane Bombardment we can grab, but we can't cast them immediately with the bargain side of Beseech the Mirror. But if this gets copied under Arcane Bombardment, every time we cast any spell, we can search our library and bring anything else into our hand. So it could be anything we need at all. So we have a variety of things. And in the mana base, we have swamps, mountains, of course. We have Takenuma. We have Sokenzen, just in case we need them. Sokenzen can also make tokens if we need it. And Takenuma can get our Shieldred back from the graveyard if it's there. We've got our 2-color lands. And then we've got Field of Ruin, because there's so many creature lands at the moment, and Mirrex tokens, which can be a pain. So Field of Ruin should help us get rid of those. And we've got Roadside Reliquary. This was recommended by one of someone mentioned in the comments. But yeah, because we're going to have artifacts and enchantments quite often, and we've only got 2 colors in the deck, then we can include Roadside Reliquary without too much trouble, because it can tap for colorless mana, and also we can sacrifice it to draw potentially 2 cards if we control an artifact and an enchantment, which quite often we do. So it's just another way of getting a few extra cards to make sure we don't run out of instants and sorceries that we're able to cast. So we want to grab Beseech the Mirror under Arcane Bombardment, maybe the End to exile something every turn, maybe Pilfer so we can just remove the opponent's hand. The only thing this is missing compared to the white and red version is we don't have Surge of Salvation to protect Arcane Bombardment, but maybe with Beseech the Mirror we can find another one. Maybe with Pilfer we can remove Farewells from the opponent's hand. There might be a way around it, hopefully. So, we're going to see how well we do with this deck now. Yeah, we're going to take it to the ranked queue in Platinum and see what we do. And yeah, here we go. Okay, this might be a bit better. We have all the colours we need at the very least. Hopefully we won't lose this one to too much land. Let's see what they've got. Wow, okay. More crafting and Koth. Well, we take out... Well, we could take out... Koth, I guess. I'll cast the Warcrafting now. Not the Warcrafting, the Scoundrel. And then we can just get rid of it. We even care, because it's only a 1-1. I mean, I don't really care. I'm going to save the blot out for something a bit more impressive than the 1-1. In fact, I might even leave it. What if they're drawing nothing but land? No, they must be drawing something better than land. Okay, keep going. Now I could do Sokenzen and get 2 1-1s and lock the Scoundrel, make him do something. I don't think I really want to, though. I think I'd rather have the land. But let him keep hitting until they do something else. Because this is going to take a long time to kill me at this rate. Big Score. There we go. We want the land. And maybe I'll ditch 1 Lightning Strike now. Just to see what else we get. Okay, with fire's fine. Burn down the house is good too. I'm not in any rush to kill a 1-1. Okay. Very, very slow mono red. Now it's speeding up a bit. Celestus is good. Now, use up my treasure tokens, I guess. I'll make these 1/1s. You can hit it with Warcrafting and look at 4 potential cards, which is pretty good for them. And they're going to do Brotherhood's End, okay. Well, that's 3 damage to your face. What else do you have? Stomper. Okay. Well, I could kill that. When it's on your turn, you get plus X for the number of mountains. It's going to be a 5/4. You just kill it with this. Let's let it go to nighttime first. Just so we can sift through the deck a bit more and hopefully get to an Arcane Bombardment. Now let's just get rid of this. He's left with 2 cards in hand that just do damage to creatures or planeswalkers, and we don't have any of them. All hands. Pilfer. I mean, we don't really need to Pilfer. We can deal with anything they put out. Feels like it's pretty much under control here. Big score. Yes, to play with fire. There's a bombardment. And we can cast... I'll hold on a bit. Now you could cast the Burn Down the House to get the tokens, but then they can Warcrafting on them. Okay. So they might do the Virtue of Courage. Oh, cow time. Okay. Just going to exile cards from their hand and draw more cards, which is great when you have cards in your hand you can't do much with. Iron Frag, okay. There's a target to destroy. And I'm going to put the Burn Down the House. Well, maybe I'll put a Lightning Strike away. So we can bombard. And let's just get rid of the Iron Crag for now. Slow them down a tiny bit. Well, they probably have all the mana they need anyway. Let's just destroy it because we can. Okay, now it's looking pretty good. I'm guessing they have no enchantment removal. They're going to get the Warcrafting on there. Scar to land, 2 damage to any target. I think we've got enough life to be able to survive this. Got a Lightning Strike under there, which we'll use if we need to. Let's see what they do first. So that was it. Let's do the Play with Fire to get the Scry as well. There's 5 damage to them. Extract the Truth. Sacrifice an enchantment. Okay, that's about the best thing we could get, because next time when they play Virtue of Courage, we can get them to sacrifice that again. Because that's now copied under there. Play with Fire's fine. Looking pretty good. Okay. Do 3 damage to burn down the house. 5 with Play with Fire, Lightning Strike. And let's have a look at their hand. Do they have anything useful? Koth. He's gone. So close. Of course, we've got it ready. Besiege the Mirror was next. Not that we need it. Okay. Good amount of interaction with all the Play with Fires and the Lightning Strike. Let's put Sekenzen out first. Just so we don't take the damage if we use a Play with Fire. I have a feeling we're not going to, because this is going to be a ramp deck. Do I care? Let's just scry. Yeah, we want land. So the problem with Arcane Bombardment is leyline binding is a thing. So if I can find a Pilfer first, before the Arcane Bombardment comes down, we can see if they actually have the leyline binding. Just keep doing damage for now. Got to do something. Can't really take our time too much. So we're looking for more land. Black would be good to get Beseech the Mirror going, but we've only got 1 black so far, so that's not ideal. Zendikar gets the Stomper going. You can flip Zendikar. So more mana and a burn down the house would be really good. Okay. Of course, they might have Vitalis, Atraxas already. Okay, let's try and get some more mana. Perfect. Okay. 1 more and I can burn down the house, although if they have something bigger, not going to save me. No, they don't have anything bigger. They would have cast it then. The burn down the house looking really good right now. And really needed. Because we're dead next turn if we don't draw a land. So, definitely need to scry for the land. Big score. Not going to do it. We need the land. And the land. Okay. Well, we're alive for now. Okay. Still alive. Only 2 cards in hand, but they can sacrifice the briefcase. Draw 3 more, which is not ideal. Still no big bombs in the hand. Archangel's kind of annoying. Still dies to another burn down the house, but what's the chances of drawing the 1 other burn down the house? Yeah, not good. Next. Don't like keeping 2 land hands. Let's put away 1 of the swamps, I guess. Nice to have a bit of each in terms of colour. Especially when you have to kill the Swift Spear on turn 1. Which, I'm going to do that now. If I wait till next turn, there's a chance something goes wrong. And ends up out of range of a Play with Fire. Sulphur's a good move. What's the most annoying thing in their hand? Monstrous Rage is like the most damage, I guess. Let's get that out. Chandra. Gonna get sacrificed to blot out next. Get the Phoenix chick out. Take Chandra out now. Okay, still 6 damage they can do this turn. 7 damage. Puts us on 6. It's not ideal. One more land will give us a big score, which will give us enough for an Arcane Bombardment. But we need something else sooner. And we don't get the land. What are we doing? Don't get the land or the ability to big score. So next turn we've got... well, that's not transforming yet. We've got 5 damage either way. Lightning Strike, not good enough. Okay, next. Okay, we've got a few things we can do here, so let's keep that. Hello, and we have red aggro. Of course we do. So, let's see if they have anything we can kill for 2 mana. 2 mana, 2 damage. Okay. Right, well the Phoenix ship goes. They really keep a 1 land hand. Perfect. Okay. In that case, let's just mess with them a little bit more, see what they've got. What can we get rid of? Ooh. So, we have Play with Fire. We can get rid of all these things that have 2. Should we get rid of Chandra? Or Brotherhood's End? Only gets rid of pretty much anything. And they crit. Discard. Okay. This one's looking pretty promising. Maybe even better than the last one. Although when the opponent keeps a 1 land hand, you have a slight advantage. Don't ever keep a 1 land hand. I've done it before, and I always lose. Okay, right, ready to go. Let's go, let's go. Okay. Ugh, horrible colours. Let's see what they've got in their hand. Get rid of some awful counter spells and things. Oh, they've got all kinds of things. Okay, the end, go for the throat. Don't really care. Bury Mastermind and Make Disappear. I care about. I get rid of Make Disappear, and they can play the Mastermind, I can kill it. They play the Sheoldred, I can kill it. So, seems okay. I'll probably draw more counter spells. But they're really geared up to defeat, you know, creature decks. I have 1 creature, and we haven't seen it yet. Okay, they might flash in the Mastermind, even though I already know it's there, so... There it is, and let's just kill it. Can't wait for the Sheoldred to come out so I can end it. Not gonna like that. Doesn't he play? Oh, it says he plays Planeswalkers. I'll get rid of Kaitu that way. Okay. Come on, 1 more land. And then play your Sheoldred. No land? Now let's see if they got the counter spell. Let's burn down the house. Will still do this if they do. They don't. Let's see everything they've got. Liliana. Kind of annoying. Another Mastermind. Take out 2 more Kaitos. Time, make disappear. Standard, remove and counter everything. Fun times. Okay. Nothing that can get rid of an Arcane Bombardment once it's down, though. Which is good. Liliana next. They're going to make me discard. It's not ideal. I can discard one Arcane Bombardment. I'd probably rather discard the second one instead of losing Burn Down the House, because Burn Down the House is my way of getting rid of Shieldred and Liliana. Okay. One more land. You, Lily. There's Lily.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win.
Discard, yes. Well, I could discard, said one Arcane Bombardment for now. I need a land. I could scry for it. Well, it gives me better chances. If I don't get it, I'm not going to survive much longer. Unless this is not a land. And neither is that Play with Fire. Okay. 7 next turn, yeah. Well, that means I'm going to have to... Oh no, we're going to have to get rid of that. Otherwise I'm taking 9 damage next turn. So I can give up the Arcane Bombardment that's left. And we still have slight hope. No, we don't. We're dead. Of drawing a land and doing Burn Down the House next turn. I wonder if I draw the land. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? And we draw a Shieldred. Okay, never mind. Next. Let's hope for a bit more luck, although not much we can do with this hand, but I just don't want a mulligan. So, hopefully, we'll get somewhere. Nightmare. I give up the secret, but don't need 2 Arcane Bombardments, so let's do that. Gonna be another Braids deck. Flash Gorger. Let's get rid of it now. Cost me 3 life, but I'd lose 3 life if I let it attack me, so not really any different. Celestus gets us moving faster, which gives us Burn Down the House next turn if we need it, which is a good way to get rid of a Trespasser without discarding more cards. But do we want to do it yet? Not really. I can discard things from my graveyard, but there's no instants and sorceries there anyway. Do we want it to be nighttime? Yes, not. I guess not. Let's keep it from being nighttime. Pilfer's a good one. Of course, we lose a Play with Fire. Liliana. Okay, we can lose the land because we still have Burn Down the House. Pilfer would be fun, but I'm going to get rid of these first.
Fine, I'll take my zombies and leave.
Could be more discard. No, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's okay. Could have kept it. Let's do it now, because I don't think they're going to have any enchantment removal. In which case we just need a spell, and Celestus can help us get it. So now they're looking at a graveyard thinking, what can they do? Maybe we'll copy Pilfer. Give them some discard action of their own. Kind of game they like to play. If they have another Trespasser, then it's not going to work out quite so well. Beseech. Okay. If they have another Trespasser, they're probably going to get it. Or if they have anything that removes enchantments, they'll get that. But I don't think they will have. They're looking at it. Extract the Truth? Does anyone else play that card? Or is there something else in black that can get rid of an enchantment? No, just Trespasser. Okay. So, yeah, anything that eats our graveyard is real pain. Okay. So, I'm even willing to give up that to get rid of the Trespasser, because I do not want it to eat everything out of the graveyard. And we can turn this to nighttime. We'll gain a life. Put something else in the graveyard. Would have been nice to have it in our hand, but it gives us something else we can cast or copy. And the end. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay, remove the land. Looking pretty good. Or we can Pilfer. Let's Pilfer. Okay, what do they have? And what can we do? Well, copy the other Pilfer. It's Pilfer there, right? Over fire. We'll get rid of the Murex just to token. And they have nothing too much useful. They have in their graveyard. They do have Trespasser. They have a Flesh Gorger. So I don't really want to cast the Persistence. If we can get them to Pilfer that. Okay. They're going to do that just to stop me from discarding it. That's one thing you could do. Let's do the end. And then if I stop that from happening, that doesn't make a difference, does it? Let's just scry. Another bombardment, probably not necessary. Get rid of all their shield reds. And Beseech. Pretty good. Cast the Persistence. And we can Beseech. Should I get rid of Celestus? I guess so. So let's tap this for black. And then we can bargain. Get rid of the Celestus. And we can get something that's going to get rid of the Persistence. Scry's not going to make a difference here anyway. We're going to shuffle after Beseech resolves. And let's get... Oh, Vat Emergence is actually kind of tempting, right? I could just grab the Flesh Gorger. But no, let's do it the less risky way. And make them get rid of their Persistence. Okay, and then no point making them discard the cut down. Skitter. Again, graveyard removal. Which is not good. But we have a good few things here. We have like the end. We can end him next turn. So it's looking pretty good. Big score's also good. We got a big score. Just because we get the treasure tokens, we get to draw 2 more. Okay, we get to do Pilfer anyway, which doesn't matter, but either way we get to do it. Well, Lightning Strike the face, take out the rat, and end Lord Skitter. Do you have any more Skitters in your deck? You do. Well, now you don't. What else can we end? Come on. Draw 2 more. Reliquary is really good here. Blot out we will hold for now. I mean, this is kind of silly because it's only a Foundry. But just to keep the bombardment going every turn, let's just do it anyway. We can Pilfer. We can Lightning Strike. We can end the Foundry just in case they have any more. And we can play with fire. Lightning Strike is good. Any more Foundries in your deck? There's a Foundry card. Let's just remove everything. Come on, you gotta quit now. Land. And Blot Out does nothing. We're gonna have Lightning Strike next turn as well, which is nice. And the game is over. Good game. Okay. Wow, we really ended that one. Okay. Not ideal having 2 bombardments to start with, but we'll have to make do. Got some things we can do here. We can abrade. 1 more land, we can Path of Peril. Yeah, not a great hand to keep, to be honest. When you don't know what you're up against, it's hard to know what is a good hand. Nice if it was soldiers. I haven't seen anyone play soldiers for a while though. Although apparently it's like quite high up there in popularity, but I never seem to find someone playing it. Okay, come on. Let's go. Last one of the day. Nothing, okay. Next. What do you have? Out my lands. Okay. Jace. I wonder if they're going to quit if I end Jace. Okay, some things in my graveyard. I'm okay with that. Let's do it now while they don't have mana up. Is Jace their whole plan? Pacification, destroy evil. Need to get rid of that. Negate. That's a bit of a pain as well. But it's all mill control. Is there any other way of winning here? Apart from Jace? Do they even have a Mirrex? Do they even have anything? They don't. It's just Jace. Okay. And we're back now just to wrap things up after those games. So, in testing, this deck did at least 50%. Like, it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it's quite fun to play with Beseech the Mirror, finding anything you want. But today, half our games were against Mono Red, and I'm not going to include them all in the video because they're kind of repetitive. But just so you know, I only won 1 of the games against Mono Red. And that everything seems to be aggro. There was like red aggro, there was black aggro. there was white aggro. There was one domain ramp deck I played against. Everything else was just like aggro. So, what I'm going to do is make some changes to this deck. We've learned some things today. We have learnt, well, that last one wasn't aggro. That last one was mill. But, you know, most of it's aggro. I've learned something. Bat Emergence, we don't care about. Shieldred, we probably don't care about. What we want to do is do as much disruption early on as possible. And if everything is really aggro, we probably want to have more removal to start with. It's going to help us to remove things early on, keep us alive a bit longer, and get to those arcane bombardments. There might be other changes we want to make to the deck, like the number of lands. We've got the majority of red, not so much black. The land count probably okay. Yeah, I think we're probably fine with this. But yeah, we've learned some things. So from that last game, we've learned don't ever only have one win con. Don't make it 4 of the same Planeswalker, because the end will completely destroy your whole game plan. And I don't think there was even a game in those where I got Beseech the Mirror copied underneath the Arcane Bombardment, but trust me, when that happens, yeah, that's pretty fun, because you can just get literally anything you need to remove artifacts, enchantments, creatures, Planeswalkers, create tokens, draw more cards. Anything you need at all, you can get every single turn. The end was actually like the best card in there, I think, to be honest. So this is, I guess, the final version of the deck that I'll include in the comments in the description below, so you can copy the deck and try it out yourself if you want to. I wouldn't recommend crafting everything if you don't have it already, because some things are kind of expensive. Arcane Bombardment's mythic, Burn Down the House is rare. The End, Beseech, they're like rare mythic. What else we got? Path of Peril, Brotherhood's End, and Celestus are all rare. So you might not want to craft all of those, but to be honest, apart from Arcane Bombardment, all the other cards are pretty useful in a variety of different decks. But with the exception of Arcane Bombardment, which is only really good in an Arcane Bombardment deck, as far as I'm concerned, all these other rares and mythics are pretty much useful in different types of deck. Mono black with Beseech the Mirror, any other kind of like red deck that requires sweepers will need Brotherhood's End and Burn Down the House. They're really good cards either way. So if you don't have them and you want to craft them, they're not too bad. Arcane Bombardment, only do it if you're going to like it. And trust me, it's fun to use. It's really fun to do. But it's 4 mythic wildcards, so keep that in mind. And don't forget to let me know in the comments below what you think of the Evil Bombardment deck. The repeated Pilfer and the End, I think, pretty much did it for the opponent. So yeah, what do you think? Would you like to play something like this? Would you like to play against it? It feels kind of bad to play against it. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thanks for watching this one to the end. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.